What is the significance of the cookie jars in the bakery?
Right by accident. One year, I think when we first started here, I thought it'd be a good idea to have Christmas cookie jars and then sell cookies. If you bought a cookie jar, you did like a dozen cookies for that, I had them all displayed on shelf. And after Christmas, the leftovers were like sitting there. Some customer came in, just happened to glance over and say, "Oh, you collect cookie jars." And I thought, well, I do now. And so then I went crazy. I met on eBay and I went bidding all kinds of auctions and got like full truckload of cookie jars. And then if somebody finds out you're collecting something, that's what you get. I mean, my mom would go to yard sales, she'd get 2 or 3. And then for Christmas or my birthday or Father's Day, I get a box like this and I'd go, I wonder what that is, It's another cookie jar. But, I just love them. They're unique. And a lot of them, are cartoons, all those cookie jars are my favorite. But it's also, I started getting so many, I had to build shelves, more shelves, and then more shelves. And then suddenly it just was like the whole walls were covered with cookie jars. About 500 cookie jars. And some of them that I bought online, some are really cool ones, like the Lucy and the Honeymooners or the Marilyn Monroe ones, My wife was saying, well, you have to buy 2 of them to see in case they separate. We don't want to fight over it, so you too.
By the 1960s, independent theaters across the country were struggling. Television was keeping people at home, and new multiplexes were drawing audiences away from small, single-screen cinemas. The Princess Theater, now under new ownership, faced a choice: adapt or close its doors. A renovation gave it a fresh identity: the Edmonds Theatre. Through the name change, the goal remained the same: bringing stories to the community. The bakery, meanwhile, continued on, its fresh bread and pastries a daily sample on Main Street. But by the 1990s, after decades of family ownership, its future became uncertain. Without new leadership, Edmonds Bakery risked becoming just another memory. For the first time in their histories, both the theater and the bakery stood at a crossroads. One had already transformed to survive, the other now faced the same test. But Edmonds wasn't a town that let go of its traditions easily. Over a century, these two institutions had weathered wars, economic downturns, and even a pandemic. But just as they had in 1918, they would soon face another challenge that would close their doors, empty their seats, and threaten their very survival. In 2020, the unthinkable happened. The Edmonds Theatre, a cornerstone of community life for over a century, was forced to close its doors. Main Street became a ghost town as the pandemic swept through. For the first time in history, the theater's marquee stood dark, the stage empty, and the seats unfilled. The community's gathering place, its heart, was silent. Meanwhile, the Edmonds Bakery, beloved by generations, faced its own crisis. With restrictions in place, it too had to persevere. The warmth of freshly baked bread, the comforting scent that once wafted through the air, vanished. Loyal customers were left to wonder if the bakery they loved would ever open again.
During that time, we shut down for about a year and a couple months. We held a couple fundraising things here and there, but primarily we just tried to stay active on social media to make sure people still knew that we were here and we weren't intending on closing during the pandemic. We had our golden ticket sales during that time, which was a huge fundraising thing for us, and that was really what helped us a lot, where community members could buy their tickets in advance in hopes that we would still be open by the time they got to use them. And we still get people who bring in their golden tickets today.
It looks so awesome.
Towards the tail end of it, we weren't still fully operational for business, but that's when we started opening back up for rentals and stuff like that again. Started holding a lot more birthday parties and retirement parties. And that was when I was first starting. So a lot of my original experience here was in the middle of the pandemic. We had 3 employees and 7 days a week, maybe 2 customers per day. It's been really nice to see that the locals really cared about this place enough to put their money and their faith in us without even knowing if we would make it through the pandemic at that time.
Well, that was very difficult. It was closed for about 8 months, like totally closed. And the manager at the time would come kind of get everything going like once a week just to make sure that it would still run, kind of like you do your car in the winter or whatever. It was just too long. What are we gonna do? It's not gonna make it. So we started thinking outside of the box and probably saw what other theaters were doing, started selling popcorn to the public, got really creative and started, doing flavored popcorn. And the public really liked it and they were willing to, they really wanted to come and support the theater. In the end, it actually turned out to be a little bit of a detriment because the flavored popcorn was really sticky and it ended up ruining the whole kettle. So it broke our most expensive popcorn machine, and it didn't run for a very long time because we couldn't afford to replace it. And I would say in that sense, it was a financial detriment. But on the other hand, it created more relevancy for the theater. And when you go away for a time, people forget about you. So I think it was really important to keep it relevant and have people continue to try and care about the theater by buying the popcorn.
The biggest challenge that we faced during that particular period of time was that people couldn't come into the bakery. Ken did a great job of making it that people could come drop by the parking spots out front. And so we basically became a to-go kind of place where people would come down, they would call, and we just had Ken and one other person. We tried to accommodate everybody the best we could because of the challenges we all faced in that situation.
We were open at times, at least selling popcorn for a time, before eventually we had to completely close. The great thing, though, is during that entire time, if we opened our doors on a weekend to sell popcorn, people were there as soon as the door opened. In some cases, they didn't even really buy popcorn. They wanted to stop by and just leave something for the theater and encourage us to stay around, which we did.
About a year ago, and this is just directly after COVID, when theaters were just not doing very well because of the whole COVID situation. It had run out of money, and that's when I had already retired a couple of years before that. And so I decided to dive in. And so I've been here about a year, and we're just trying to get it back up and running and here for the community.
For many, the theater wasn't just a place to watch movies. It was a home, a place of shared experiences. The call for help was heard, and Edmonds responded. Similarly, the bakery was not left to struggle alone. Through these efforts, the community of Edmonds rallied around 2 of its oldest and most cherished landmarks. What seemed like existential threats to the Edmonds Theatre and Bakery became a testament to the town's spirit, resilience, and unwavering sense of connection. By 2021, both institutions had survived the storm, stronger than before, their place in the community even more firmly cemented. They didn't just reopen, they prevailed, a symbol of Edmonds' enduring legacy and its unbreakable resilience.